Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 5 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I am moving slow this morning. It is minus 10 degrees here in Bristol, Connecticut. It is minus 31 with the wind chill right now. So I am moving a little slow this morning. I already started I needed to start the work. I had to reverse my schedule this morning. I wanted to work out first and then do the YouTube video because I need to get warm. I have heated floors here in the apartment, and when it's this cold, my feet are warm, but there's cold pockets still everywhere when you have the wind blowing at 50 miles an hour outside and it's minus 10 degrees. I'm on the corner of the building. My bedroom is right in the corner, so I have cold pockets in here, so I reversed my schedule this morning. Okay, enough about that. Some of you may have noticed my MAGA barber got a little overzealous yesterday. I told him to cut it short this time. I want it to last for longer. Seeing as I have to pay $8 or $9 for a dozen eggs, I need to save my money. So I decided to tell him to cut it extra short so maybe I could skip a haircut and buy more eggs. Anyway, that's enough of the jokes for this morning. All right, the Chinese balloon. Let's talk about this. Okay, so I wasn't surprised to see Republicans, the gun enthusiasts, they want to shoot at everything in the sky. And I was not surprised at all to see them screaming about, shoot it down, why isn't Biden shooting this thing down? But I decided to make this video when I actually went on Facebook. And I have over 1,000 friends, I hesitate to call them friends, but on Facebook. And most of them are liberals, and I was surprised to see a good number of them calling for it to be shot down. And I just want to talk about this for a second. The first thing I started, you can actually see this thing from the ground apparently. And now there's one over South America. There's a second one going over South America. I really think, people argue that it should be shot down because, so we could check the intelligence. We could have it's a treasure trove of intelligence. Okay, if this is a treasure trove of intelligence, if they are that much more technologically advanced than we are, you really think they would use something more advanced than a big freaking balloon from the 1800s? That's the first thing that went through my head. Second thing that went through my head. This is exactly why, if there's advanced life, SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, this is exactly why, if there is extraterrestrial intelligence out there, if there is life on other planets, this is exactly why they would never come here. Because they're talking to everybody, especially the right wing in Congress, and then the politicians are talking about our sovereignty. The Chinese are invading our sovereignty. Like, we own the ground all the way to the center of the earth and the air to infinity up above. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but I still have Native American beliefs that we don't. The only thing we own is our soul. I find it ridiculous that people even buy land. You buy land and you call it yours, but 100 years ago it wasn't your land, and 100 years from now it probably won't be your land, and it never was your land. The only thing you have is your soul. So they're saying, this is our airspace. How dare the China? It's an invasion of our territory. And what would the Chinese do if we had a balloon over their territory? The thing that occurred to me is, what is this? What do we think? It's a balloon, man. If they're going to use highly sophisticated technology to surveil us, you really think they would use something better than a balloon? What is this thing seeing as it passes over Montana? I think it's over the middle of the United States right now, like over Arkansas or Illinois, not Illinois, maybe a Colorado. The thing that people are getting all nervous about too is that's where there's a lot of silos for nuclear weapons in the middle of the country. How this balloon is supposed to see silos hidden under the ground, I don't know. I have no idea. They have ground penetrating radar. It's ridiculous. I just think the size of this thing is 2 or 3 school buses long. the array and the solar panel. So if you shoot it down, there's, as this thing catches wind and spins, there's no way you could plan where it's going to hit the ground. Even if you shoot it down over an unpopulated area, it could easily come down in some guy's, living room, a schoolhouse, a church. And how are you going to explain that to their families? Especially when you start pulling out weather data out of it. Why did you take out half this little town's church people because of thermometers and stuff like that? How are you going to explain it to them? So they're thinking about letting it go over the Atlantic and shooting it down then. What is this thing seeing that hasn't already been seen on Google Earth? Google Earth is one of my favorite apps. Whenever I'm bored or whatever, just I'd say probably every day, I use Google Earth. I think of new places to look every day. I'll look at like Antarctica. There's not a whole lot to look at, but I'm curious what I'm going to see there. I've looked at the Great Pyramids. Go to the very top of the Great Pyramid and then look around. That's really cool. I've looked at the Grand Canyon, the Great Wall of China, North Korea, Russia, the Ukraine I've checked out, Mogadishu, Mexico, Tijuana. What they call that murder city in Texas? I can't remember what it was called. It's not Tijuana, it's the other one. More east of there. I can't remember the name now. Anyway, what else did I check out? Cali, Colombia. I was looking for clandestine labs. You can do this with Google Earth. Anyway, what is this thing seeing that Google Earth isn't seeing? I don't see. And what if this is a kind of a trap? What if there is some kind of like inert nuclear material or biological material or something like that, and it's contained in there, but the Chinese think, okay, if they shoot it down, then it'll release. What if it's a trap just to get us to shoot it down, and then it'll release? If we don't shoot it down, it'll just pass safely across the country. In other words, the Chinese would be counting on our hostility, our belligerence, to release it. To me, that sounds more possible. Because then they could deny it. They could say, well, if you didn't shoot it down, there'd be no problem. It would have been inert. It would have just passed over your country, but you got all crazy and shot it down. So it's not our fault. It's your fault. What if it's that? I don't know. Call me old fashioned. Call me liberal or big-hearted liberal or sucker or whatever, but I just say, just let it pass over. What is this thing seeing that hasn't already been seen on Google Earth? Really, you could see the cars in the parking lot. Literally, you could almost read the license plates on the cars in my parking lot from Google Earth. So tell me, what is this Chinese satellite revealing that hasn't been revealed before? Is it seeing into the ground? Is it seeing nuclear silos in the ground somehow? Does it have ground penetrating vision they have? And so what? And that's pretty much known, I don't know. Just let it pass over. Why take the chance on killing, taking out a church, school, retirement home, or even just taking out a few cows in the pasture or something? Why take the chance? Let it pass over. For once, don't run for our automatic weapons as the first instinct, as the first go-to. Don't try not to choose firing guns at something for once. That's my thoughts on it for today. Let me know what you think. I'm going to work out. I got to warm up. Have a great Saturday.